What is up? What is up, guys? Yonder Neko here, and we are here with another death battle: Gaara versus Toph. Not gonna lie, kinda forgot this one existed as I was going through my Naruto death battle series, but here we go. Just gonna see how it holds up. You know, animation, analysis, all that good stuff. Let us begin. The classic logo.
Throughout Death Battle, we've seen all manner of weapons and abilities, but these two combatants command the very earth around them.
Gaara of the desert.
And Toph Beifong, the blind bandit.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor,
that's
and skills
one thing
to find
I
out
missed.
who would win
When they actually had like
battle.
a opening blurb before they got to the
Gaara of the desert is a short, skinny, pale stick of a kid, but he's also one of the deadliest shinobi in the world.
He looks like a member of Green Day.
Hey, do not bash on Green Day, you know. Nobody makes music better than angsty white guys. Like, you just don't make music better than that. Oh, Taylor Swift, he's so good. No. Angsty white guys are the music of my generation.
Gaara is the son of the fourth Kazekage, leader of the village hidden in the sand. Born prematurely at the cost of his mother's life, Gaara was destined for a childhood of depression and loneliness from the get-go.
Hey,
Not
they
even
have
a minute old and
Sorrow and
already has a
Sadness
kill under his
playing in the
belt.
background.
Oh, technically he had a little help. Because,
Does this mean we
you
get to see the swing
as he was
again?
being born, his father was like, "Hey, you know what would be awesome? Using ninja magic to seal a horrible monster in my son's belly to turn him into an ultimate weapon."
The process was successful, and Gaara became a Jinchuriki, human beings who have powerful tailed beasts trapped within them. Gaara's beast was Shukaku, a giant tanuki with power over sand.
So
I
fair.
want a tanuki as a pet.
So
They're so fluffy and
good.
adorable. You just want to hug. Holy shit! What is that?
I mean, I forget that, some of these
Shukaku
early
loathed
episodes
humanity,
really
and at
aren't
first,
heavy
Gaara
on
had
the
difficulty
scaling
controlling the monster's
side.
rage, accidentally hurting others. As such, he was shunned by his own people, forced to live a secluded life.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got a goddamn tummy monster. It's not like Pepto-Bismol's solving that.
Convinced his only option was to fight and care for only himself,
Oh, the
Gaara
other
became a
song
ruthless
they
killing
used
machine.
to,
But it's not all bad. Having a digestive desert demon gives him control
no,
over all
I'm
things sand.
just this.
He can wield it as a
I'd
weapon
say
using his
I'm
mind.
very nostalgic over the Naruto soundtrack just because it was like the first anime I watched. Some of those stuff just takes me back. Also, I did not know he had a rope dart.
To trap and crush his foes. Oh, and he can also use it to frickin' fly. How the hell does that work?
He can mentally adjust the density of his sand, whether it needs to be lighter than air or stronger than steel. He can even use it to stop bombs powerful enough to wipe out an entire village. He can control any sand in his vicinity using his chakra, a spiritual energy shinobi access for superhuman abilities, such as walking up a tree.
This guy is like the ultimate emo kid. But I'm not gonna give him too much crap, because he can use existing sand to crush the ground around him for even more sand. So he's never without easy access to ammo.
Like, there's just no real
Despite this, he
counts.
still carries a gigantic
Kind
boat
of
of sand on his back.
Remarkable
It's huge.
how
You'd think that'd be hard on his spine.
would.
Interestingly
through
enough,
these
its unique
seasons.
shape and size is a reference
No.
to how in Japanese folklore, tanukis were considered to be so well endowed they'd have to sling their testicles over their shoulders.
Literally
But the thing
me.
is, Gaara's gourd is not carrying any ordinary testicles. I mean sand. Gaara has infused his own chakra into the gourd sand.
This directly links it to Gaara, making it much easier for him to control. He's so skilled with it, he can even forge weapons from it, bury people underground, or send it into another person's
I
bloodstream and
think the
control them
forging
like
of the
some sort
weapon
of
might have
puppet.
been a filler
Talk about an
episode,
itch you're not gonna scratch.
but I'm not quite
Also,
sure
Gaara
my
eventually
memory on
battled and
the
defeated his
series
own father,
isn't
who happened to be
the
a zombie at the
greatest.
time. His father used a magnetic release ability to control gold dust, much like Gaara does sand.
Even though he can't do the zombie dad magnet thing, Gaara added gold dust to his gourd sand anyway, giving him more control over its weight.
But wait, there's more. With her dying breath, Gaara's mother somehow imparted her own power into this sand. It became living sand, an extension of her will, determined to follow and protect Gaara. It will spring from the gore to defend him from any danger, regardless of risk and without command.
This absolute defensive
Okay, I will say, I don't know that this is considered one of the episodes that, well, don't say aged poorly, because even at the time, everyone was trashing the verdict because it was, like, awful, but,
technique is called the absolute defense. Pretty good name, really. Gaara's sand is so dense and fast, only someone who can move nearly the speed of sound can pass it.
Gaara can also use everyday sand.
Okay, I guess, actually looking at the calcs they gave, speed of sound is basically what they gave him for speed, and city level is what they gave, like, his maximum sands,
to create defenses such as his sand armor, which
like
encases him in a shell to soften blows.
So.
Unlike his automatic absolute defense, the sand armor is self-created and requires a large amount of his chakra to maintain.
He also bring up
skill
the
with sand is only
versus
limited by how much chakra
so.
he's got left in his system. After running low, he could tag out and give Shukaku a turn fighting, until a group of crazy people literally pulled the sand monster from his butt.
So, okay, here's the thing that's actually sort of awkward. When you talk about, like, Season 1 and frankly even Season 2 episodes, there's always the phrase, through its time passed around. Like, oh, at this time it was solid, or oh, at the time it was, like, good. So that's the thing I'm struggling with, because I try not to do that.
Good. That must have hurt.
So it's like...
It's gotta be, like, twice as bad as the night after Chipotle.
He died.
Oh, the same then.
Turns out losing Shukaku was actually a blessing in disguise. After being resurrected, Gaara spent some time reevaluating his emotional roller coaster of a life. Inspired by Naruto Uzumaki.
Okay, I feel like this isn't so much scaling it rather than story beats, but I'm pretty sure Gaara was past his emotional problems before becoming Hokage, more or less. Like,
he began to truly understand compassion. His attitude changed. His people began supporting him. He even commanded the allied shinobi forces during the Fourth Great Shinobi War.
Like, his people
and
already,
like his late father, Gaara
kind
also
of with
became
them.
Zombie?
Kazekage.
Damn! Well, even non-zombie and
Okay, like, some of the things later on, are definitely, out of order character-wise, so that's kind of annoying. Kazekage. Sand is faster than I can see.
Gaara still retained his powerful chakra and skill over sand.
In their fight, Gaara was so powerful, his father mistook him for Shukaku itself, despite the sand monster being long gone.
Gaara is stronger and smarter than ever, all thanks to his mother's love. I miss Mama Boomstick.
Few can withstand the overwhelming power of this.
It's nice actually hearing a Mama Boomstick joke, given how much it's always bad as Dab. Although this does mean she's dead, and then later will sort of will imply she's dead, which kind of messes with later episodes, but
Sand Shinobi. Or Mama
let's not get into it, okay?
You're uninvited to
The
Thanksgiving.
Boomstick lure has never been the tightest. Okay. Oh, and the end clips. Kind of a solid end clip if we were using, like, part 1. Now, Toph.
As the only child of the wealthy Beifong family, Toph was kept a secret from the rest of the world.
It's been years since I've seen
Hidden
Avatar,
away, she was
so
pampered and guarded like a
if any of
fragile
this
child.
is long, I
Her
would
parents
not
were
know.
hopeful she could someday become a noble, respected member of Earth Kingdom society.
But their hopes were pretty much dashed from the moment she popped out. See those faded whites? Yeah, Toph's completely blind.
My daughter is blind. She is blind and tiny and helpless and fragile.
Still,
Based.
fragile is the last word that I would want to use to describe this chick.
Frustrated by her parents' stubborn coddling, Toph ran away from home at the age of 6 and ended up losing her way in a cave. Until she was rescued by some giant badger moles.
They
Yes,
had to
they're
reference
badgers.
the worst
And they are
sequel
moles.
ever in
Imagine
the
one of those
side
things
bears.
burrowing into your home. What kind of pest control do you even call for that? Oh wait, I know. Fire.
Like Toph, badger moles are blind, so they took a liking to her.
Well, how the hell would they know?
And as the original artists of the craft, the badger moles began her training in the art of earthbending.
These giant varmints taught Toph how to manipulate rock and stone. Using movements similar to the Gaara praying mantis martial art, Toph can telekinetically throw, grow, shrink, and alter Earth in any conceivable way.
break
making
down
for
her
some pretty
abilities.
down-to-earth attacks and defenses.
The badger moles also taught Toph how to see.
Controls the earth.
These
Based off
ridiculous
of her
creatures
Chinese
are also
martial
masters of LASIK surgery?
No, Toph does not use her eyes to see. Of course, her other senses are extremely accurate,
And her
as a
seismic
master
sense,
earthbender,
so-
Toph can sense the location of Earth anywhere. Even more impressive, though, the badger moles navigate their tunnels using an earthbending technique known as the seismic sense, and Toph quickly picked up on this talent.
So
It's kind of
fair,
like
like-
sonar, detecting the exact location and movement of a person or object through their
Obviously,
interaction with the ground.
cow-wise and
I feel the
animation-wise,
vibrations in the earth.
it
and
wouldn't
I
hold
can
up
see where
today
everything
at all.
is. You, that tree, even those ants.
And it definitely would
She
not
feels
have
every
such
movement,
long
every footstep, every
clips.
heartbeat,
You
so
know,
precisely
this
she can
is
even tell
back
if a
when the
person's lying.
copyright
A woman who
box
can always
were
tell when I'm
more
lying.
reasonable.
No, thank you. Toph is so good at this that even her closest friends sometimes
Granted,
forget
I'm
she's blind.
relatively new to content creation, so the idea of
Ow!
Sorry.
But don't worry.
So, you know,
they're
I
reminded.
grew up
In
with
only 6 years,
unreasonable
Toph had completely
copyright.
mastered earthbending. She
Well,
even won the Earth
I've
Rumble 4
never had a
tournament
time
multiple times
before
under her stage
the
name,
copyright
the Blind
system
Bandit.
was unreasonable.
But Toph didn't stop her training with just earthbending. At first, softer earth proved difficult for her seismic sense.
I feel the vibrations in the ground with my feet, but the sand is so loose and shifty, it makes everything look fuzzy.
But she has since demonstrated her mastery in both sand bending and mud bending. She can also change the density of earth from sand to stone and back.
Okay,
and
for
before you-
strength, held up a library, destroyed several blimps.
bending. She can also change the density of earth from sand
And-
to stone and back. And before you start making any density or hardening innuendos, she's 12.
Okay. But her greatest achievement
I
is
mean,
the
that
discovery
doesn't
of an
stop
all-new
some
bending art,
Minecraft
one thought to be
YouTubers,
impossible.
so-
Metal bending.
By manipulating
Date
the
with
earthy
your
composition
brains.
within,
Don't
Toph
date
can
mine.
bend nearly any type of metal just
That's
as well
my
as stone.
PSA.
The exception being highly purified metals such as platinum.
Toph quickly mastered metal bending and went on to teach it to others.
She eventually even founded and led a metal bending police force.
And that's after conquering Earth Rumble 4, holding up a building the size of a castle, defeating an entire army almost single-handedly, and dueling King Boomy to a standstill. And that guy's conquered an entire hostile city by himself.
Even in her old
Okay, so one can stop a city destroying bomb, the other can slowly take over a city. Even by the calcs they're giving, like,
age,
Gaara
Toph was
shoulda
capable of
won.
going one-on-one with a new avatar, and her seismic
or I
sense
guess
could locate people across
analogies,
the world.
'cause, you know,
She
there's
knows
no
when I've lied
numbers.
and where I've been. Women should not have these powers.
I
With
am
the
the
right to
greatest
vote.
earthbender in the world.
That's
Don't
an
you
awful
two dare
joke, I
have
shouldn't
ever
make
forget.
that.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
It's time
Well,
for a death battle!
Time to get to the fight itself, see how that holds up. Oh, a glorious sprite animation. Even though I'm not the biggest sprite guy, like I get it's cheap, but
Rough ride.
You do not belong here. This is sacred ground. Leave.
Oh yeah, tough guy? Make me.
okay, the animation, so far it's alright with Gaara more or less being a
Interesting. She commands
Still
stones
like
fluently as I control
Sentinel,
sand.
which I remember
By
that's
the way,
usually how
I
he
can tell you're
fights.
using your sand to smash up the ground and
Toph moving Glamour because, you know,
Pretty
she needs
smart for
stacks
sand.
that use most
Too
loads.
bad I'm gonna kick your butt before you can use any of it.
I can't underestimate her. I need time.
Wow!
I love how she reacts before these spikes pop out.
Sorry,
That's a
Grumpy.
little bit
I'm not ready to
goofy.
be a shish kebab just yet. Come on! Are you really that scared of a little blind girl? I'm touched.
Your eyes. Those are not the eyes of loneliness, like mine.
Also,
They are blank.
Impressive insight, Gloomsville.
not sure how I'm feeling
digging
about
the whole
Gaara's
hearing
voice.
sand thing, though. That's new.
it's not really the...
Hey, no fair!
You need your arms to control the earth. I will remove them.
Okay, if I'm too restrained, how could she have done
Bring
that?
on, creep! It'll take a lot more sand than that to take me down.
That's the plan.
Huh. At least that effect looks
Oh.
alright.
Sun coffin. Sun burial.
Well,
It
that's...
is done.
Metal does
Jeez, I
not
almost
shatter
fell.
like glass.
That's impossible.
You kidding?
Goofy
Pay attention, Sandy.
animation
I'm
aside.
about to school you.
But wait, can he see the earth even though it's not connected to the ground? And yes, I did reference the meme line before it came up in the video. Well,
That's how it's
that's
done.
the fight.
Oh, fuck, goddamn son of a shit weasel! Why did another anime character have to lose?
And okay. Looking back, I kind of have mixed thoughts about the why did another anime character have to lose joke. Cause I was there in the early days, and anime fans were super toxic about the verdicts, about the animation, about all of it. But on the other hand, sometimes the verdicts were actually stuff like this, and it's like, you know, you gotta just, what do, you know? And I guess even now, like, I heard community members talking during, like, when it was Deku vs. Austin, that, oh, the Black Clover fans are being toxic. They were saying it's a Speed Blitz one-shot, which it is. My Hero Academia fans can take the L. Oh, they're talking about the animation. But it's like, Dragon Ball fans were the most toxic in the Versus community back in the day. They set the standard for how toxic it can be with animation, verdict, all of it. So, it's like, I get the joke, because anime fans are honestly very toxic with these kind of matchups. But on the other hand, sometimes you actually are like just wrong and they're right.
But
toxic.
here's why. Gaara
And for clarification, the toxicity was 100% from Dragon Ball fans. They set the standard. Never forget that.
Sand is monstrous, and its speed and power could easily obliterate most foes. But with Toph, it's another story.
Really? She's freaking blind for God's
They also
sakes,
gave her
and
no,
he can fly.
speed feats.
Oh, in the official behind-the-scenes extras of the Avatar Book 2 DVD, we found this. Toph can feel the Earth, even if it isn't connected to the ground.
Well, gee, if only... Well, too bad none of Gaara's opponents could see the Earth when it wasn't connected to the ground, you know?
Toph is tough, but her real
By
strength
that logic, I can beat Gaara.
lies in her precision and technique. With her earthbending and seismic sense, she could see Gaara's attacks coming the instant they began, regardless of if he was in the air.
While Gaara's chakra-infused sand is controlled by his late mother, it's still sand. Just like in an earthbending duel, Toph was able to influence it long enough to misdirect or block attacks. Also remember, Gaara added his father's gold dust to the mix, giving Toph 2 different bending options just in case. Unlike Platinum.
Okay, also, I don't want to get into, scaling and stuff, but I mean... it's an apples to oranges comparison. Gaara's sand has chakra in it. He's directly controlling it. You know, earthbenders are more or less just flowing it in a certain direction. I'm no physicist, I can't explain it, but you know, it's like one's more actively possessing it, one's more just applying force to it. So
Gold contains traces of iron and copper, and can be metal bent.
To top this off, Gaara keeps himself covered in his sand armor, so Toph could always sense where he was.
And it's specifically stated that the sand armor uses up
it's
large
like
amounts
a
of
pretty
Gaara's own
mid-episode,
chakra,
not gonna lie.
his mother's sand. So, when he ran low on chakra, it became difficult to maintain. Thus, Toph had no problem turning Gaara's greatest defense into his worst weakness.
Gaara couldn't sand up to Toph.
Okay, so the main arguments were Toph could see the attacks, which I'm pretty sure everybody can see Gaara's attacks, and that he can tune and that the sand armor tires him out. So, verdict-wise, they honestly just did not make it terribly convincing.
I know you're floored. I really
get
ground
the
that one in,
hate,
didn't I?
you know?
What can I say? It's my earthly delight.
The winner is Toph Bay Fong.
No need to gravel about it. Can't we just bury the hatchet? I'm out.
So, okay, yeah. Fight-wise, the animation's entertaining. Analysis serviceable. Conclusion very bad, not convincing. Well, that's the end of the review. If you thought I had anything useful to say, like, share, and subscribe. Comment for the algorithms. And I should be starting a Far Cry 4 playthrough retrospective soon, so stay tuned.